G'day, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the Imperfect Professionals Podcast. Join alongside me, FL and
G'day.
Sportsnut 129 or IJM. We said about he's got multiple names last episode. Anyway, PERTH SCORCHERS, they've won the BBL 11 title.
Holy moly, who would have thought? Away from home, they didn't play one game at Optus Stadium, and they won.
Well, yeah, just the one game. I think it was December 8th, that game, so it's quite a while away. They beat the Sixers Friday night, I think it was.
Yep.
They won by 79 runs, a convincing victory. They were 4 for 25 at one stage. So there I thought, Sixers probably going to win. But then one man showed up, and that man showed up on this thumbnail of this episode as well. And that man was
Laurie Evans.
Laurie Evans, remember the name. What a champion. I don't know how many he made. He made man of the match. If someone can check up on the exact score. But he won man of the match.
60-something?
100 partnership. First 100 partnership.
G'day.
Yep, and Lenny and James Swartz. Good to see our viewers joining in. But yeah, Turner and Evans, 100 run partnership. First ever in the Big Bash final that they ever seen a 100 partnership. And that was the difference. In the end, Sixers, they just collapsed with a bat.
Yep.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
So all out for 92. Were they? I didn't even realise they were bowled out for 92. That's a collapse.
Yeah, that's
it was a collapse, but under 100, that's Melbourne Renegade type
Scorchers,
stuff.
though. 4 for 25. I thought it was all over.
I thought it was all over too.
Yeah, so.
Well, it's not just Melbourne Renegade stuff. Other teams got bowled out for 100, but FL or IJM, as we said last episode, got terminated. If you want the story, it's all on last episode's podcast. But it will be called many names, won't you?
Yeah.
So you're a Melbourne Renegades fan, so.
Yes.
You finished bottom again, not great, but I feel like you're making some inroads.
Yes.
I didn't think you were going to come last.
Neither did I, but this isn't the first time that my team has disappointed me. We've got the 3-peat. It was good. No, it really wasn't. We got the 3 wooden spoons in a row. But it's only up from here. I said that at the end of last season. Look what happened. But we got more wins than last season. If we can add another 2 or 3 wins, we'll be good.
Yeah, we had a bit of a tiny delayed start. Not as much as last week. Someone forgetting to turn up. Just a few technicals this week. But we're here now. And we are set. Now, the Big Bash final, I'll firstly ask Sportsnut. Obviously, Laurie Evans, what a score. How did you see it? And who were you going for? Who was your prediction? What did you make of the game?
I was going for the Scorchers, and I thought they were going to win. Obviously, they did, but as soon as they were 4 for 25, I thought it was all over. And then, but as soon as the Sixers lost 2 early wickets, it was all over.
Yeah.
FL?
Yeah. I reckon maybe with Philippi in there, they may have been a bit more competitive. But, yeah. I guess that's the world we're living in currently.
Yeah, so obviously Sixers had many injuries. Obviously, the 2 Edwards, Josh Philippi, obviously out with COVID as well. They had that Steve Smith saga. What's your opinions on that?
Yeah, well, I reckon, Cricket Australia did them a bit dirty there, I reckon. If, maybe, especially with them saying that they wanted this to be best for the fans. Well, all the fans want to see Steve Smith, except for probably the Scorchers fans. Scorchers fans probably do not want to see Steve Smith.
Turner said, I want to play the best to win the title, but does he really want to play Smith? If he got
Yeah,
the
I don't reckon they would have won the title.
Don't you reckon?
Matters if Smith was on, which he was eager to play. I reckon if he was on, he'd hit 1,000 balls during the week, let's say, and he was on, he could have easily made 50, 60 and potentially sealed the title. And Smith's not an easy person to get out either.
Yep. So who was your prediction? And were you going for anyone? Just a good game of cricket.
My prediction, part of me wanted to say Scorchers, although I did want to say a three-peat.
Oh, I didn't. Say for a page.
Yeah. Well, it sort of mattered, especially after the way that the Sixers won with the Jordan Silk retirement, which we'll get to.
We'll get to.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah. I don't know. It was sort of a thing of if you want to play that way, the Scorchers are going to come out with their A game, which they did. And yeah, they ended up winning, obviously. So, yeah, I was sort of looking for a good game of cricket and looking for something exciting.
Yeah.
Laurie Evans and Ashton Turner were their turning point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Unintended. I was going.
Damien John goes for the Scorchers.
I was going for the Scorchers. I thought it was a clear-cut prediction that the Scorchers were going to win. Not clear-cut, because it's a final. It's T20 cricket. Anything can happen. But I thought it wasn't a given.
But it was a given.
But, yeah, I thought the Scorchers were going to win, and they did. So, what Sportsnet's referring to there, Lenny J. Sports says, I was going for the Sixers because Damien John goes for Scorchers. Oh, okay, well, that's good. G'day, Sports God. G'day, welcome to the potty. We haven't called it that yet. We're getting too used to it. We're calling it potty now. Anyway, episode 6 now. So obviously last week we had the Cardman interview. So we didn't have one of these live episodes. But the Cardman. We filmed that late 2021. It was the eve of Christmas Eve. If you remember that stream, it's unlisted now. There's a playlist in the one-off streams playlist if you want to watch it back. But it's unlisted now, so you can't see it on the channel. You can only see it on the playlist. We did a stream later that night. Can we get to 50 subs to round off the campaign segment? About campaign. No campaign tonight, but potentially next week. So stay tuned. A different campaign, though. Anyway, so, yeah, we did a stream. Can we get to 50 subs with the Cardman? And we actually got there. So that was the night. Like, before that, we filmed the Cardman interview. Anyway, we touched on Jordan Silk retirement. Well, that's our topic of the week. Our thoughts on the Jordan Silk retirement.
Roll the stinger. Yeah. Well, it's within the rules of the game. Whether it was in the spirit of the game is up to be up in the air. Cam, obviously you go for the strikers. What were your thoughts?
I didn't when it was 2-1. I didn't think they were going to do that. That wasn't in my mind. And then I saw they did it, and I was like, I guess some people can see that as some smart coaching. It is in the rules of the game, so therefore, that they can do it. They can do whatever they want if it's in the rules of the game. People said it was maybe unsportsmanlike. I mean, retiring players is legal in cricket, but the way it was done, because he was injured, because they did 2-1, I don't know. Obviously, I'm a striker, so it might be a bit biased, but, I don't think it was too bad. It could be smart coaching, but end of the day, I don't know if it was right for them to do that. I don't know why they sent him out in the first place. Like, I know probably you just get a few runs, but by getting runs, you do have to run between the wickets unless you smack 4s and 6s, which Jordan Silk can hit some quality 4s and 6s. He hit a big 6 last season, but he's more of that John Wells sort of innings, like the way he goes about it. He's not like a big slogger. He's more of...
he finesses his innings.
Yeah.
Craftsman-like.
So he's not always going to smack those boundaries. He's got to run between the wickets. So just when you need 12-1, you send him off. I don't know if he wanted to go off. Apparently on an interview, he didn't know anything about it. I don't know if he wanted to go off or not. If you want to know what we're referring to here, this was in the semi-final, strikers versus sixes, and then 2 off 1 they needed, and they sent Jay Lenton out. In the end, people say in the end it didn't matter. People say in the end it didn't matter because it went for 4. Well, I guess, but also it was a misfield, and if Jordan Silk was there, the fielder would have he wouldn't have been under like less pressure. Like he would have had the motivation to get that ball and throw it in there because he knows Jordan Silk is not getting back for 2 if the fielder picks that up. Doesn't matter about the misfield because if he picks that up, they're running 2 anyway. So because Jordan Silk's, there, I reckon it might not be a misfield, but you don't know.
Yeah. Sports nut.
The Sixers coach is a hack. It's in the rules of the game, but it's certainly not in the spirit. Why did you send Jordan Silk out there in the first place? What a hack. Seriously.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to... controversial. Anyway, we'll move on to FL's segment, which is best of the week.
Roll. Best of the week. We've done it for 6 episodes. No, we've done it for 5 episodes so far. And I reckon this week has been a festival of cricket. So we've had numerous games going on, and they're not all from the one league. We've had a women's Ashes test going on. We've had a Big Bash final. We've had the Under-19s World Cup. We've had the PCL. We've had cricket everywhere. And best of the week, I've got about 4 this week. I've obviously got the run out of the week, which I've done a bit. Run out of the week goes to
You have not done run out of the week ever, mate. You've never done run out of the week.
Haven't I? I've done overstep.
You've done catch of the week. You've done overstep. Here's another one. Run out of the week. Let's see how many we can squeeze in when it's AFL season. It's obviously mark and goal. Let's see how many we can squeeze others because we've squeezed a lot of cricket ones. Run outs, oversteps, and catches. Anyway, continue.
So then I've got best run out of the week, which goes to Teague Wiley in the Under-19 World Cup.
The Australian.
Man?
The Australian.
Yeah. From Perth.
Yeah.
He ran out someone in India. Can't quite remember who it was, but he's been on the ball all day at mid-wicket and finally got the reward for the effort, a run out. And it was crisp too. Now,
the Aussies lost that match, didn't they? Sorry.
Yeah. Innings of the week. Look, this week's a big one for best of the week because there's a couple. Innings of the week goes to Heather Knight. The first innings of the week, that is, goes to Heather Knight for her 100 against Australia in the Women's Ashes.
167 not out, something rather.
Yeah.
Mind you.
That's one. So that's one of the innings of the week. Once again, if you want to see the highlights of any of my best of the weeks, you should just look up what I've sort of said about them on YouTube, and you will find what I'm talking about. Obviously, we can't play it because of copyright, but if you want to go and see what I'm talking about, there's highlights everywhere of this stuff. The second innings of the week is Laurie Evans, which was equal with Heather Knight. He's 60-something, not out. was awesome. His cover drive 6, that's 6 of the week. Yeah, so terrific from him. Now, local cricketer of the week goes
Oh
to
my God.
Marnus. Goes to
This is
Marnus
getting-
Labuschagne.
This will get clipped here when you've
Yeah.
brought about 10 different
It's Marnus Labuschagne for playing for Redlands Cricket Club.
Oh my God.
And kudos to the bowler that was bowling to him because he actually had it right in the block hole. Marnus couldn't get him away. So, yeah, that was good bowling from him. Now,
Wicket of the week.
catch of the week
Catch of the week. Okay. We've seen
Go.
this one.
goes to 2 of the, I believe it's the University of Queensland, 2 fielders. One, both at slips. One went for it, popped it up for the other bloke. He got it. That was just terrific. So that was best of the week.
No oversteps. Out of all that.
No,
No.
we
How much
we
cricket have
couldn't
you
fit
been
in
watching
7.
this?
I
we
can't.
couldn't.
It's been good.
How much cricket have you been watching this week?
Yeah, I've watched a lot.
Okay, I mean I've watched a bit, but I mean you're getting these local and university of something rather.
I've been watching way too much Premier Cricket.
Anyway, that's it for best of the week. Well done to you. Well done to you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Cheers.
It was a brilliant hosting.
Yeah.
Now, Justin Langer. There's been talks about him leaving, him getting sacked. I mean, he's just won T20 World Cup and Ashes, but
You gotta keep him. I mean, nobody's really going to be better.
Langer.
Yeah, you gotta
JL.
keep Langer. Gotta keep him.
Well, who's there to replace him?
Andrew McDonald, I believe.
Oh, he was good. He coached the Renegades to a finals victory.
you saying
Yeah,
let's
but
sack
Langer, he
JL
hasn't
for
really done anything wrong. Langer
Andrew
hasn't done anything wrong.
McDonald because he just won a BBL and that's a completely different. I mean,
Plus he's run. So when we went over to New Zealand last year, because it was meant to be I think we were meant to be playing in Afghanistan or something. With
yeah.
the Test series, he ran the T20 internationals, which he did a really, really good job at. We didn't win, but I think we won a couple. But at the time, we really needed him to step up, and he did, which was good.
Would
So,
he
yeah,
be better than Justin Langer, though? 'Cause
No.
Yeah.
Langer's got that desire, but he's also been in for 4 years, I think.
Yeah. Before
So,
came in
who's
for
coach-
Lehman.
Who's coaching Queensland currently? Because Queensland coaches seem to be where all our success comes from.
Well, Queensland.
Darren
Oh,
Lehman, is it?
Nah, he's
Or Cardi?
Wade Seacombe.
Wade Seckham. That's it.
Second. Is that his name?
Yep. He's actually good, I reckon. I don't know. I reckon we look to the Sheffield Shield coaches. Maybe wait a little bit longer. Wait till one of them really establishes themselves and bring them in, I reckon. That's just my thoughts.
Well, we'll quickly interrupt because we've got a man from last week's episode who's in chat, Carman22. Glad to
Has
see
he
you
seen
stopping
last
by.
week's episode?
Not sure, but it's out, everybody. So everyone's getting up and about. Well, if you want to see a bit more of him, there's a whole podcast about him, about what he does on his channel and stuff like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Langer, I mean, you can't really sack him.
At this rate, it does look like he's going to be sacked, though.
Unfortunately.
I mean, they're waiting on it. Big news also, Melbourne Renegades, FL, RJM,
We
whatever you want to call
re-signed
them.
Sean Marsh.
2 years now. Someone
saw
said
that.
on a Fox Cricket, because obviously Chris Alini might not play for the Heat.
Bring him down.
Someone said on the Fox Cricket broadcasting that a swap for Sean Marsh and Chris Lynn. If you put that on the table, YJM, would you accept Lynn?
What,
for
we get
Marsh?
rid of Sean Marsh for Chris Lynn?
Yep.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I wouldn't, personally.
Sean Marsh is more consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
But prime
Because
Chris
Lynn
beats
could smack you
Sean Marsh.
100 one game, but then
We'll get out for a duck the next.
yeah, but
It might
Marsh
not
would
play
just
a
make
couple
it
of games
30.
because
Well,
Yeah, I
what's
wouldn't.
to say he's not going to get injured?
Yeah, well, Marsh is more
say
clinical.
Marsh doesn't get injured.
Marsh
but-
is more clinical batsman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Cardi
Marsh has been good for a long time.
Yeah, he has. How's the potty going so far? Says Cardi. How's the pot? I'll ask the host. Yeah, how's it been going so far?
Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah, it's been going all right. We'll go for a couple of minutes longer. But yeah, 2 more years. Mitchy Marsh. Not Mitchy Marsh. Sean Marsh. He obviously used to
We'll
play
be taking Mitch Marsh.
over Sean.
Yeah, currently.
Well, Sean used to play for the Scorchers. He made the move to the Renegades.
Which
When
I
did
actually
he-
reckon may
when
have
did he
saved
do
his
that?
career.
Sean's like
that's
the most
cool.
underrated
BBL
cricketer of
99.
all time.
Do you reckon he's the most underrated, Sean? I mean,
Yeah,
nowadays,
Pretty
he's
much.
underrated, no
He
doubt.
hasn't got the opportunity.
like he obviously used to play for Australia and that, but nowadays, I mean, Cricket Australia did a video like at the start of the season, who's the most underrated cricketer, and I think Matt Wade was the one who said Sean Marsh.
Yeah.
There might have
What
been
did
a
everyone
couple of
else say?
others. Oh, I can't remember. A couple of seasons ago it was John Wells, but now they say that way too much.
Yeah.
I honestly
that
reckon
he's
Mitch
not.
Marsh is overrated.
There's
Sean Marsh is
There's
underrated.
an over-underrated player. He's in there. There always is in every comp. There's an over-underrated. Everyone says they're underrated when they're rated. They're like rated
G'day,
now
Lonnie
because
and
everyone
Jones
said
and-
they're underrated.
Yeah.
So now they're rated. So yeah, I think
All right, who is this most underrated, overrated, whatever you call it?
rated
besides
player.
Marsh, you're saying.
So underrated or rated?
Whatever you're saying, this
Most
underrated,
overrated
rated.
player of all time. So I don't know.
Chris Lynn. Overrated, actually. I'm trying to think. It matters the time. So overrated in the AF. Oh, I'm going to go slightly off track here. Overrated in the AFL is probably Toby. Toby Green, maybe.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say Toby Green.
Don't know about that.
I wouldn't say Toby Green.
The most overrated cricketer is Nick Manton.
People say, he used to be good.
Most
Captain-
overrated cricketer.
He's not too
Marcus
Um,
Harris.
Yeah,
At times.
When
that's
you-
true.
When
At
you
times he's
go
overrated.
back,
He does so good in Shield though, and then he just stuffs up.
when you go back to AFL, probably what's his name? He's pretty Dusty Martin. People say he's overrated.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because it matters. So if a
People
commentator
say
pumps
that.
them right up,
And, well, 2017, he obviously, you can get back to that, FL.
yeah,
But 2017, he was obviously very good. But now he's sort of like, he's still quite good. But he's not like the best player in the game currently. But they still sort of say he is over the last
yeah,
recent success he's had. I still, rate him in that. But he's, he needs to put, he's doing okay. But he's not like the 2017 Dusty at the moment.
no,
So I don't reckon he's overrated, but people do overrate him almost. But I'm glad you're enjoying our overrated, underrated talk.
Most underrated AFL players, Zach Butters.
oh,
I didn't
underrated.
know that.
Yeah, underrated. Or is he rated nowadays?
Oh,
Yeah, well, this is the thing. If someone
Well, he had a bit of an
talked about
injury.
as underrated for 1 or 2 years, I reckon they're rated then.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, so let's just not say Sean Marsh is underrated anymore. So then he'll stay
No,
there.
well,
Oh, but then we don't really want people to be underrated, do we?
We don't want people to be underrated. The more people that
We
are
don't
rated,
want
the
people-
better.
Brad Shepherd, underrated. He retired though, but
Yeah.
Mm.
Latham Vandermeer, underrated.
same with Alex Scott or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Anthony Scott, I
Yeah.
think. Daniel Rich, he's even underrated with the amount of points.
I reckon he's rated now.
Yeah,
His kick, I think, has made him.
yeah.
up there.
Yeah. Well, if you want more AFL talk, then
Jack Crisp, is he rated?
stay
Oh,
tuned in the
yeah.
next couple of months because AFL will be on the horizon, and that'll be
Yeah.
most of the topic that we're going to be saying. on
Isaac
here.
Quayle? No.
We'll see you
Yeah.
next week, though. Well, I think we'll wrap up now. Just because it's how you're going, we're going good.
Next week's a big episode.
Thanks, bro. Well,
Yep.
depends who you are. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. No, next week is a bigger episode, so we got a bit prepared, got a bit in stock for you.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait and see whether you like it or you hate it. We'll have to wait and see.
Some people
If you
might
follow
like
the
it.
Insta, there
I mean, it
may
could
be
be-
a.
I don't know. It could be big. It could not.
Announcement.
It's not that. It's not that. It can be big. It might not be big.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just.
How
I'm
big
just.
you take
I'm
it.
just saying it. It depends. I'm just.
Depends who
saying.
you are.
It's not that
For us in the
like
podcast,
it's big.
it's big.
If you want it to be, but it's not like big like wow. It's more big like ooh, like wow.
Yeah.
It's big like it's not big like wow. It's big like ooh.
Actually, just on that, is David Mundy underrated these days?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a great end. That was a great end. Anyway, it's been a good laugh. We'll see you next week. This time next week, Thursday, as always on the Imperfect Professionals Podcast.
Been a
See you
solid
there.
at this one.
So yeah.
So.